Okay, I have an amazing effect to share with you today, and that is genuinely the case. It's an effect in which you will be able to divine a freely chosen number by the spectator between 1 and 16. So they're going to make a free choice of any number between 1 and 16. You will never hear that number. You will never be told in any way what that number is, but nonetheless, you will be able to apparently read the spectator's mind. Okay? So this number will only reside in their mind. By the end of this, you're going to be able to state with 100% confidence what that number is. Okay? So if you think that's unbelievable, keep watching. Okay. So what we need for this is we need 16 random cards to work with. Okay, so let me just put out sets of 4 here, 12, and then 16. Now, I do want to point out that for some effects, they're a bit tricky to actually demonstrate without a real spectator there. And this is one of the ones where it does kind of seem much more natural if there's a spectator across the table. But I'll do my best to explain it so that you can actually perform this perfectly for any spectator. Okay, so we have here 16 cards that were chosen by the spectator. Okay, and in fact, let's go ahead and just show them. Okay, so we'll go ahead and display these like that. And, you know, this could be done as an effort to kind of show them how random these cards are, and they seem to be a good selection of cards. Okay, so let me tell you what it is the spectator needs to do and what it is you need to do. Okay, so first off, the spectator needs to choose any number between 1 and 16. It is truly a free choice. So let's say they choose 7. 7 is their secret number. Now, they are not to write this number down. They are not to state it in any way or tell anyone. Okay? Now, what they need to do is they just need to identify the identity of the card in that position. So you could even like turn around from here if you would like, if that would make the spectator more comfortable. So all they're doing is they're looking at the cards here. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's that's interesting. So it's actually a 7. 7 of clubs. That was just chance again. It's amazing how many crazy things happen by chance alone. Okay, so their secret number is 7. And the card in the 7th position from the top is a 7 of clubs. Okay, so that's what the spectator needs to do. Now, you as the performer only need to do one thing. You need to note the identity of the top card. That's the only thing you need to know and remember. So right now, the top card of the packet is the Ace of Hearts. Okay, so remember that. The Ace of Hearts is our, in some sense, special key card, if you want to think of it that way. Okay, and then you just gather these up. Now, you could do some false mixing. I'll show you a little sequence that will actually not harm the packet. This is optional. So if you feel like it would be good to kind of mix the cards, you know, ostensibly mix the cards to convince the spectator that, you know, since we both saw the cards, it might be good to scramble them again. So this is the Klondike Shuffle. I'm taking the top and bottom off as 1. If you follow that up with the mange under over, in this case, it will undo the Klondike. So it will return the packet to the way it was when I had it ribbon spread on the table. Okay, so what's a mange under over? So the top card goes into your other hand, and then the next one goes under, then over, under, over, under, under, over. So you just repeat that until all of the cards from one hand have been moved to the other. Okay, so technically the packet is back to the way it was. Because the spectator thinks this is kind of mixed a bit, don't show them the identity of the cards again. Though we know that, you know, our Ace of Hearts is still on top and everything is back in its original place. Okay, And now what we need to do is we need to perform a few steps for us to be able to deduce the secret number that the spectator freely chose. Okay, so this is what we do first. You can do what's called a up jog, even or odd up jog. So what I'm doing here is I'm jogging forward the even position cards, the cards in positions 2, 4, 6, 8. Strip those out. Now show the spectator either half. It actually doesn't matter. And then just ask them a simple question. Do you see your special card among these? Now they'll say yes because the 7 of clubs is right there. And then you just place these on top. Okay? Now we're going to do a procedure that's actually equivalent to the one that we just did, but it looks a little different, and it will help break up the monotony of doing this, essentially the same procedure multiple times. So it kind of gives the spectator some variety here. Now you ask them, is your card in the left-hand pile or the right-hand pile? Okay, now they're going to see their card right there, the 7 of clubs. So they'll say their card is among these. Okay, so we want this set of 8 on top. So we'll put these on the bottom. Okay, now from here you can follow that up with a even or odd up jog again. Okay, and then as before, you can show them either half would be just fine. Just be sure to put the half that has their card on top. Okay, so maybe I'll show these. Let's see if you can see them. So you'd show them and say, do you see your card among those? And they're going to say no, because it's not here. So these would go on the bottom. Okay, and then we're almost done. We're going to deal out the cards, left, right, left, right. Okay, just as we were doing before. Try not to go, almost went off camera. Okay, and then you ask them which pile contains your card, and they'll say the left-hand pile. Now from this point, once you know that information, you can deduce the exact secret number that the spectator chose, but they have not shared with anyone on planet Earth. Okay, well, how is that? Well, in the description below, I'll add a link to a video that's called Mathematicians and Magicians. Now, within that video, I talk about what's called the switching places principle. And that's the principle driving this effect. So what's switching places, you might be able to deduce that already. Now you may notice that they told us their cards here. And if we were to do what we've done before in reconstructing the packet with this half on top, what that would mean then is their card will now be the top card. There it is, the 7 of clubs. Well, what did it switch places with? Do you notice anything interesting down here? So this is like card 1. Remember, this set of 8 would go on top and this would go on bottom. So you can think top 8, bottom 8. So this is the top card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where their card was, namely the 7 of clubs, we find our original top card of the packet. That will always happen for a packet of 16 cards using this procedure in the way that I've demonstrated it here. So the moment they tell you that their card is in this column, you just identify your key card, which is the Ace of Hearts, and then look at what position it's in relative to the top, and it's the 7th from the top, okay? And so that means that their secret number must have been 7. And in addition to that, since we know that their special card always rises to the top, we know it's right here. It's the 7 of clubs. Okay. Now, if they chose a secret number bigger than 8, like if they chose 10, then you'd be looking at 1 through 8, 9, 10. And so our Ace of Hearts would have been over here where this Queen is. And so we would know that their secret number must have been 10. And of course, their noted card will be at the top of the packet still. Okay, and so there's so many ways to finish from here that you're really only limited by your imagination, because what you could do is not let on that you know that their secret number 7. We know that now. Nor do you need to let on that you know that their noted card is the 7 of clubs. Okay, so one thing you could do is just go through and kind of ostensibly mix the cards here, like that. Okay, just mix them all up, like that. And then you could say, okay, let's see. I'm getting a feeling that the number you thought of is less than 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up cards until I feel that I should stop. And that quantity of cards will actually be the same as your secret number. So let's just try this. Okay, pick up that one, 2. I think it's more than 2. 3, even more than 4. So 5. I think I'm getting close to it. 6. And then 7. I think that's right. I think it's 7. Is your secret number 7? And of course, they're going to look at you like, how in the world did you know that? And then you can say, well, I just had a feeling that it was 7. And if you're wondering where your card is, let's just take a look here. Do you see your card anywhere here? Let's see. Oh, do you see your card here anywhere? Do you see your card? Let's see. Can you find? Oh, am I holding it? Oh, that's your card. How did you get the same card value as your secret number? That's amazing. So that's a kind of an aside that you could make, that they just happened to have done that. But the fact is, once I knew their card was on the top of the packet, what I did here was I just did a table wash in which I kept track of that card. And then I pretended that I was getting kind of messages from the beyond as to how many cards to pick up that will perfectly correspond to their freely chosen card. Okay? So however you'd like to finish it, there's probably many ways to finish it, but the fact is you're in a powerful position because you know both their secret number and you know the identity of their special card. Okay? So however you want to reveal that you know that, this effect can be finished in countless different ways. Okay, so that is the driving principle. The fact that the original top card of the packet switches places with the spectator's card in the position of their secret number. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you, and take a look at the video in the description below because it kind of goes into this idea a bit more and gives you some other fun examples to look at. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.